So I was thinking um, while walking and looking at the sunset, which was beautiful. Yeah, there's a moody atmosphere. I pretend to be mysterious. Just that didn't turn on the lights yet because the sunset outside is still very nice, and I still want to benefit from the first rays of light without artificial lighting yet. So, this is my vlog. So it's probably day 40 of living alone, uh, just with the cat, Bagheera, my black cat, and no no neighbors, or very rarely, like once or twice a week. Not seeing like much people, not doing much groceries, just enjoying solitude, and it's a chosen solitude. Being alone is an illusion. We are never alone. There are millions, billions, and trillions of life forms around us, like just the blade of grass and the leaves and the flowers. And when we were here during the winter, like snowflakes, rain, and now it's the 17th of April 2026. The nature is fully blooming, and insects are alive again, animals are awake. So yeah, I was just thinking about how important it is to be alone and to have silence, to reassess every single aspect of our lives and be honest with ourselves, like past, present, future. Like it really helps to gain clarity without noise, because modern society has amazing tools, but because our awareness is low, we are misusing them, and humanity is suffering because of its own presence and own nonsense. So I'm enjoying simple things of life. Simplicity is underrated. The reason why the system sounds cyberpunk when I say that, right? Like Matrix. The reason why the Matrix like wants to engulf us and um, dominate us, whether it's clear for people or they're completely oblivious to it, there is a dark force at play on Mother Earth, especially. And the message is and the symptoms are here. Like if we want to see the honest state of society today and where we are as a civilization, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have a duty to ourselves individually to become better humans. To meditate instead of being a weapon of mass destruction. Our natural intelligence is extremely powerful. No AI, no machine, no robot, no human or non-human assistant, whether we are low in the hierarchy of the social scale or whatever background, education, like the simplicity is underrated. Because simplicity and the path of a simple life, it leads to quality life. And when we have too much noise, too much pollution inside ourselves and outside ourselves, it creates blockages, barriers, and symptoms of disease. And the excuses of not wanting to see need to stop. We need to unite and do our work. And unity starts with one person. And I'm not going to quote Gandhi or anyone. It just comes from our heart. A child knows it. An elderly person knows it. Somebody who works, somebody who does not work. Everything we do, whether it's officially like paid work or not, money doesn't prove the value of our work. Like a housewife or mother, father raising a child, they're not paid for it, but it's the best job on the planet. And money doesn't come from nature. Money was artificially engineered and becomes a tool, another weapon of mass destruction and mass enslavement. It shouldn't be like that, but because of the narrow-minded awareness of the people who created it and made it turn into this, is by design. By design. If we wanted to use that tool for the benefit of everyone, all of the problems of society would be solved. The problem is the corruption of the mind, unclear, perception of reality being lost in the like interwoven like complexity that is not real either. Like in Sanskrit we call it the world of Maya. For the like South and Central American shamans, for example, they call it the world of mitote. Whether civilization is like east, west, north, south, like we are one family, one Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, what Sanskrit wisdom says. And money will not be the deciding factor of our reality, and all the artificial values of like the world we live in. We need to use them in the right proportion and reassess all of our like responsibility using those tools if we really want to have wealth, not on a temporary level, like 1 year, 5 years, and then it's gone. Like people who win the lottery, most of the people, like, look at the statistics, like it's crazy. Like most of the people who win at the lottery, they lose everything. Like I think it's way more than way more than half the people, so more than the majority of people. I'll check the statistics, but last time I checked, it was like more than 75% of the people who win the lottery, they just lose everything and become even more poor than they were before they won the lottery. Like, lottery doesn't help. And the wealthy people's problem is they have children and their children disrespect them and they waste money, resources, the house, the property, the cars, and they don't have the foundation of Yam Niyam Asan from Sanskrit, like the philosophy, the discipline, time management, and taste for work well done, well planned, well executed. And Asan is the posture. That means the not only the physical posture, but when we meditate and do yoga, but the posture that means the behavior, right person, right moment, right behavior, and stillness and silence rule. Y'all, wait. Yeah, I won't make like a YouTuber or Twitch streamer jokes, but we have to have a good sense of humor and find the child, the pure child within our heart and soul. Is way more vast and beautiful than what's advertised. And all the excuses we have, like laziness, narrow-mindedness, like things in front of us but we don't want to see, and the 5 C's of the mafia system and the education. Of course it traumatized us, but we have to heal from our trauma. It's like when we go to AA. I went to AA when I was in the US, so everything I talk about is like based on experience. Like, otherwise we have no right to talk about things that would be theoretical. Like, we're not theoricists, theory physicists, and like observers from far away. We jumped in the water and we learned to swim. We hike, we sometimes drown, but we survive. And like when I was 5 years old, I almost drowned in the Atlantic Ocean in the city of Anglet. close to Biarritz, the southwest of France. And I relived the experience during a very intense meditation in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia recently. And that helped me heal from that trauma. Since birth, I've had a temporal articulation, temporal mandibular articulation problem, TMA. That's the articulation that connects the skull with the jaw, which then created lots of tension. Because when they got me out of mother's womb, and also what happened in mother's womb, all the stress from my mother and all the fights that she had to face within herself, and the insults from family, and even like her own mother like saying like she should abort, she should like commit abortion with the child, which was me. Like, cannot imagine those things, like, because if she did abortion, if she aborted me, I would not be here talking. And I was the second child out of 3, le fils cadet, as we say in French. And yeah, my older brother and sister, we have similar problems, which proves that energetically in the DNA, like information gets carried like transgenerationally. There are patterns in our family genetic history and family tree. And yeah, I won't make a list of everything, but basically the problems I've had from birth, like, they followed me my whole life, just like everyone. And I started like talking more openly about it like only a few years ago in private. Never complained about it, just like kept it hidden, like what we do as men. We hide our problems, but then they create disease, and then at some point we have to face them. So yeah, so this year I will turn 42 years old officially, if we count number of years based on the year I was born from mother's womb. But the end of August of 2013 is when I experienced samadhi for the first time, thanks to the Universal Peace Center Association and the French Sun Yoga Association. And that was the real birth of my soul, and that makes me be a 12-and-a-half-year-old child, because when you're a child, teenager, halves and 3/4 count, it's like you're not 5, you're 5.5 or 5 3/4, like so I'm 12 and a half years old, according to the samadhi birthday. And that makes me be very much in tune with the teenagers, people of my age. And the people I get along the most are 12 years old, What are the odds? So this is our real birth, as we learn in Sun Yoga basic course, the scientific spiritual healing course. Level 1, 2, 3 in 3 days. That question was asked to Babaji in the universe, in Pojbasa Tapovan, and cinematic screen showed up with the answer that we are not born yet. We were not born yet. There's a video about it on YouTube, like the important messages shared by the Mahavatar Babaji to Sanyogi Umashankar Maharaj. It's on YouTube. It was subtitled in like 24 languages by Supreme Master Television. So anyways, spirituality, the real one, remains hidden to the masses, but it's more like a perception about it. In 2026 is very wrong, because education, media, families, all of society is ignorant about it. We have to meet very rare gurus who are fully enlightened to get help to see and practice what works in an honest way, like what they did in ancient times, like the Greeks, like Socrates, Platon, and throughout the ages, like 6,000 years ago until now, we've had so many people like advertising for the same thing, like simplicity, whether it's Lord Jesus, Lord Buddha, Prophet Muhammad, the Shri Shri Yogiraj Amarjyoti Ji, or Shri Shri Swamiji Sanyogi Umashankar Ji Maharaj Ji. And all the saints around the world, everyone agrees, like, whether you're a martial artist from the 17th century, like Miyamoto Musashi, who was born like actually 16th century, sorry, he was born in 1584. I remember his birth date because my date of birth is 1984 and his date of birth 1584. So 400 years before I was born, the Miyamoto Musashi samurai Bushido was born. Yes, Bagheera. And ça ronronne. Yeah, show me everything innocently, super happy, like a child. Yeah, she's looking for her favorite like food. Yeah. Get down. Wanna go out? Okay. It's nice, right? Because the light is between dog and wolf right now. Entre chien et loup. That's a French expression. That means after sunset, the sky is still like a little bit a little bit bright. So it's between dusk, so twilight, and complete pitch black night. It's between both, so there's still some blue in the sky, and it's very nice. This is why we call it between dog and wolf, because we cannot distinguish much, so it's in between. So yeah, nice digression, right? A little bit of poetry and a little bit of baby panther calling. So it's a long video. Maybe I'll post it on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's personal or if I can share it with the world. But yeah, I mean, why not? Because we are not alone. Yeah, I was talking about Musashi before, the Black Kitty from the Book of the Jungle, the Burgundy jungle where I am in France. It's a joke. Because she's, we nicknamed her Bagheera from the Book of the Jungle by Rudyard Kipling, but she's a French kitty cat. So, parenthesis, digression closed. Revenons à nos moutons, as we say in French. That means let's go back to our sheep. That means let's center back ourselves and go back to the main story. Yeah, she's still at the window. Anyways. Miyamoto Musashi. Miyamoto Musashi. Yeah, that was a dramatic effect, right? You were not expecting that. Yeah, ambiance tamisée. So born in 1584. And his book, I read it, was written before he died. The year, he finished it the year he died, actually. He went alone in a cave, like what ancient people do and modern people do too. So he went in a cave, and I'm gonna check the dates for you at the same time, and wrote the book because he spent his whole life fighting. Yeah. And his first duel, so officially he won 60 or more than 60 duels. And he started at the age of 13 years old. It was self-defense. And for his honor, he had to destroy someone who attacked him. And he surprised the person because he completely destroyed the person, his opponent. Whereas he didn't have any like official like blade or any katana or any sword yet. He was 13 years old, so he had to defend himself with a wooden rod, like, you know, the ones we use to row on boats. I hope I'm using the right technical term. And so he just like destroyed the head of the person, and the person died in one shot, one strike, and the person was dead. He was 13 years old. And so then after that, he spent his whole life learning about the art of war and the art of the sword, the art of the Bushido, which is the Japanese word for samurai. Bushido, the same as samurai. And so yeah, he had to have discipline, right? And he had a very fascinating life. I'm checking the dates on my other phone at the same time. Because I want to give you accurate information, right? Nice sliding, right? And yeah, from darkness to light. The name of his book is the Treatise of the Five Wheels, or the Book of the Five Rings, depending on how they translated it. And what I got from it is the five wheels. Why? Because the five element energy. And in his book, he explains everything that he learned throughout his quite long life for somebody who fought like 60 duels and was the counselor of generals and lords and of like feudal middle age, like pre-modern age, pre-modern era Japanese civilization, which is an island. I repeat that because most people don't realize like the importance of accurate details and people who transcend history, because they are wise men. They're not only martial artists, they are wise men. And there's no debate like a person like killed other people, but it was mostly self-defense. So he was applying like ancient philosophy and according to his honor code, which translates to ahimsa in Sanskrit language, which is simplified as the law of nonviolence, but it's way deeper than that. We could write a 700-page book about just that one Sanskrit word, because it encapsulates like huge density of wisdom. Just like when we talk about satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, and ahimsa, all these words, they're not only words, like they're like a diamond from ancient times that took thousands and thousands of years, millennia to grow, and that is it, that we cannot destroy. This is the purity of wisdom. It's like a diamond. It has been shaped for thousands of years. And yeah, let me cut that ringtone because it's funny, but it's distracting. So yeah, Miyamoto Musashi wrote a book called the Book of the Five Wheels, or the Five Rings, or the Treatise of the Five Rings. It talks about the five elements, five element energy, and each um, chapter of the book describes how to be and how to be a good swordsman, and what kind of movements correspond to what element, energy, whether it's element earth, element water, air, fire, and lastly, space or ether. So, because he was from a different civilization, some of the words used to describe categorize the elements might slightly differ. It's like in Chinese, qigong, qigong, or when we learn the circadian clock and ancient like medicine, like acupuncture, acupressure. If we learn in China, we learn like the name of the elements differently than in India or than in France or Central South America. What I've noticed is the earth stays earth, water stays water, but then air in China and in some Asian countries, it's recognized and categorized as the name wood element. So air and wood is the same. It's just like a cultural preference depending on which civilization we are from or which teacher we've had. And fire is the same. And then space can be called many other ways, like ether and metal. Yeah. So metal, ether, space are the same, according to my understanding. So you can verify this and tell me if I'm wrong. So yeah. So I'm finally on the page where I gathered like few ideas and like accurate dates for Miyamoto Musashi, but you can research about him, and he was not like specifically a saint like great saints we've had or freedom fighters like Subhash Netaji, Chandra Bose, or like people who are alive right now, like the Shri Yogiraj Amarjyoti ji from Parampur, which is the physical Babaji alive right now, and my Guruji, Shri Sanyogi Umashankar ji Maharaj ji. But whether they're from India or Japan or France or Mexico, or whether it's an ancient civilization or like they're living today or they physically passed away like 50 years ago, like Paramahansa Yogananda ji, for example. Like the same wisdom applies to everyone universally on Mother Earth.